How to become a guidance counselor. Sa mga previous videos natin, we have talked about what is guidance and counseling, ano yung mga roles na ginagampanan ng isang guidance counselor, and yung mga guidance and counseling services that a guidance counselor offers. But paano nga ba maging isang guidance counselor dito sa Pilipinas? Sa mundo ng mga professionals, para ikaw ay maging bahagi ng community na ito, you have to undergo series of trainings and education for you to become one. At ang pag-pursue para ikaw ay isang maging professional is not only about the recognition, yung promotion, yung iyong mga achievements, but it also entails the integrity, credibility, and professionalization ng iyong craft at ng iyong advocacy para maipakita mo sa iyong mga clients that you are credible, that you are reliable, and that you are a professional in your field of specialization. At kasama dito ang mga guidance counselors since we have talked about that guidance and counseling is a profession here in the Philippines. Ngayon, ang tanong, paano nga ba maging guidance counselor dito sa Pilipinas? Ano nga ba ang pinagdadaanan ng isang aspiring professional sa field na ito? Ano nga ba yung mga educational and professional preparations na kailangan mong paghandaan for you to become a guidance counselor? Hi, my name is Arkin. I am a licensed counselor and licensed psychometrician, and today we are going to talk about how to become a guidance counselor. Like in other professions, nagsisimula ang journey ng isang aspiring guidance counselor with a bachelor's degree. Now, the difference is for you to become a guidance counselor, the minimum requirement para ikaw ay makapag-take ng licensure examination is for you to become a graduate of bachelor's degree and master's degree. It has been emphasized in RA 9258 or Guidance and Counseling Act of 2004, wherein for you to qualify para makapag-take ng licensure examination, you need to be a graduate of bachelor's degree and a master's degree in guidance and counseling or in other allied discipline sa mga accredited colleges and universities. And emphasis on the word "and". Definitely, kailangan nakagraduate ka ng bachelor's degree and a master's degree. So ngayon, tingnan natin yung journey na pinagdadaanan ng isang guidance counselor for them to become a full-fledged and licensed professional. Simulan natin doon sa first step, acquiring bachelor's degree. Technically, as mentioned sa regulating law ng guidance and counseling profession, kailangan ikaw ay graduate ng bachelor's degree in guidance and counseling or in allied discipline na related sa field ng guidance and counseling. One reason, I believe, kung bakit kailangan na-graduate ka ng allied discipline pagdating sa guidance and counseling sa bachelor's degree is for you to be able to have the basic and foundation knowledge about human behavior. Since in the practice of guidance and counseling, you will be dealing with different circumstances, especially catering for human behavior and guidance and counseling services. So, it is recommended for you to be a graduate of allied discipline na related sa field na iyong pupuntahan, which is guidance and counseling. Although, para doon sa mga gustong mag-pursue ng guidance and counseling but they think that their bachelor's degree is far off from the allied discipline ng guidance and counseling, meron naman tayong tinatawag na bridging program pagdating sa master's degree. Ito yung mga core subjects na dapat matake ng isang nagpo-pursue ng master's degree para makapagpatuloy pa din sila ng kanilang master's degree in guidance and counseling. But first, pag-usapan muna natin yung mga bachelor's degree courses na tinitake ng mga gustong mag-pursue o mga nagpo-pursue ng profession ng guidance and counseling. First is the bachelor's degree in psychology, the Bachelor of Science in Psychology, and the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Now, for those who are not familiar with the bachelor's degree in psychology, this degree tackles about the fundamental knowledge, theoretical concept, and application of the field of psychology or the study of human behavior. This undergraduate program also highlights the initial training para doon sa gusto mag-pursue ng teaching, research, and practice of psychology after they have graduated in the bachelor's program. As what I have mentioned a while ago, there are two program goals ng degree ng psychology. First is the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology or what we call the AB Psychology. In AB Psychology, this produces graduates with a solid basic knowledge and necessary skills for psychology field. While in BS Psychology, similar din sila ng discipline and knowledge na pinag-aaralan sa AB Psychology. However, this includes preparation pagdating sa natural sciences. Ngayon, kung titingnan natin kung ano yung pinagkaiba ng dalawang program goals na ito, basically pareho lang din sila, but the difference is BS Psychology includes the study of natural sciences. Now, I myself is a graduate also of Bachelor of Science in Psychology, and I can testify that included sa curriculum ng aming pinag-aralan noong undergraduate ko ang ang natural sciences. Example is zoology, chemistry, genetics, organic chemistry, physics, at iba pang natural sciences that are included in our curriculum. Now, another common bachelor degree ng mga nagpupursu ng guidance and counseling is the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Values Education. Now, ang program goal ng degree na ito is the demonstration and mastery ng knowledge pagdating sa psychological, moral, spiritual, and sociocultural that shapes human values. Aside sa pedagogical and advocacy of teaching learning strategies at methodologies na ginagamit sa learner's performance, specifically in values education. Now, what makes values education related sa pag-aaral ng guidance and counseling is the inclusion of the different subjects and discipline na pinag-aaralan sa degree ng values education. Included dito yung facilitation, introduction ng guidance and counseling, the philosophical foundation ng values education, and also the different psychological dimensions specifically in the field of values education. Also, a few reasons kung bakit mostly relative ang values education sa pag-aaral ng guidance and counseling is if we're going to look into the history ng guidance and counseling dito sa Pilipinas, nagsimula ito with teachers who are being sent to the United States para mag-aral specifically kung ano ang practice ng guidance and counseling services. And after they have studied abroad, dinala nila dito sa Pilipinas kung ano yung discipline at kung ano yung mga services na ino-offer specifically in the field of guidance and counseling. Also, another thing na pinag-usapan na natin to sa previous video, I'll put an iCard here. Pinag-usapan natin kung ano yung challenge na kinakaharap ng field ng guidance and counseling pagdating sa ating public and private sectors. As we all know, we are still encountering the scarcity of guidance counselors, lalo na sa public sector. And one supplement na ini-implement sa public sector is tapping guidance advocates in the persona of teachers to act as implementers of guidance services, especially in the public education sector. Mostly, the teachers that are tapped to become guidance advocates are graduates of values education who have studied fundamental knowledge of guidance and counseling services. So, in the meantime, habang wala munang guidance counselor sa isang public school, they tap these graduates of BS Ed, Values Education, to become the guidance advocates to implement these services para sa ating mga learners. Ngayon, in 2013, nagkaroon ng amendments sa curriculum ng higher education dito sa Pilipinas with the effect of the transition of the basic education curriculum na tinatawag natin na Enhanced Education Act of 2013. Dito na nagkaroon ng senior high school program at dito na nagkaroon ng major shift sa curriculum ng ating mga learners at sa ating mga students. Isa sa mga effects ng shift ng ating curriculum pagdating sa higher education ay yung tinatawag natin na vertical alignment ng curriculum from the basic education until to the postgraduates, alinsunod sa ASEAN Qualification Framework. Ngayon baka nagtataka kayo,
Arkin, anong relation niyan sa guidance and counseling?
If you will notice, majority of the guidance counselors are graduates of bachelor's degree in psychology. However, because of the regulation at yung vertical alignment ng ating curriculum pagdating sa psychology and also the existence of the licensure examination for psychometrician and psychologist at kasama din dito yung vertical alignment ng teacher education program, especially in the values education, ine-expect na mga graduates ng degrees na ito are vertically aligned. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng vertically aligned? Ine-expect na dapat ang kanilang magiging bachelors, ang kanilang magiging masters at ang magiging doctorate degree nila ay aligned doon sa kanilang specialization. So kung ikaw halimbawa ay graduate ng psychology, sa bagong curriculum ng Commission on Higher Education, one of the expectations sa mga graduates ng degree na ito is for you to be aligned to become a graduate of master's degree in psychology and doctorate degree in psychology. In the teacher education, if you are a graduate of secondary education na ang major ay values education, you are expected to take master's degree related sa values education as well as your doctorate degree. Ngayon, kung titignan natin, there is somewhat a missing link kung ano yung bachelor's degree na vertically aligned sa mga gustong mag-take ng master's degree in guidance and counseling. Now, in 2017, kasabay ng revision ng curriculum ng psychology degree, another bachelor's degree has been approved and expected to be implemented sa mga higher education institutions that will supplement this somewhat missing link ng bachelor's degree related sa guidance and counseling. And this bachelor's degree that was being approved is written in the CHED Memorandum number 33, series of 2017, or the degree that we call now the Bachelor in Human Services. Siguro bago sa pandinig natin, iilan pa lang ang universities and colleges that is offering this course. Now, what exactly is Bachelor in Human Services, or sometimes being called BHumServ or BHS? Now, Bachelor in Human Services degree is the program that promotes improved service delivery systems by addressing not only the quality of direct services, but also by seeking to advance accessibility, accountability, and coordination among professionals and agencies in service delivery. Dito sa program na ito, it tackles about the different human services deliveries and how are they implemented in the different setting pagdating sa iba't ibang agencies at iba't ibang organizations. Ang program na ito prepares their graduates to be ready in various career setting. Example is in the industries, in schools, in community setting, and different businesses, especially in the business processing outsourcing or also known as the BPO. In addition, ang program na ito expects their graduates to take the master's degree in guidance and counseling. Now, the Commission on Higher Education envisions that the different universities and colleges will offer Bachelor in Human Services alongside with the different courses for them to encourage aspiring college students to pursue profession in the field of human services deliveries and mental health advocacies, especially if they wanted to pursue guidance and counseling profession. Now, ang mga pinag-aaralang courses dito sa Bachelor in Human Services includes mental health and psychosocial support, career development, program development, introduction to counseling, human services delivery services, and group facilitation. Now, nabanggit ko nga kanina that recently there are different colleges and universities that are already implementing the Bachelor in Human Services degree. Side note, para po sa mga nanonood na mga administrators, mga faculties, mga teachers sa iba't ibang colleges and universities ng video na ito, I would like to advocate for you to consider studying, considering, and advocating to implement this program para po sa inyong mga college courses. This will help us, guidance counselors, to empower our services and our program pagdating sa mga college students na gustong mag-pursue ng mental health advocacy as their profession pagdating ng panahon. So, para po sa mga administrators, mga professionals, please consider and please look into including Bachelor in Human Services pagdating po sa inyong college offerings. At para naman sa mga nanonood ng mga senior high school students natin, please consider Bachelor in Human Services sa inyong mga pinamimiliang courses, especially if you wanted to pursue guidance and counseling as your profession in the future. This will help us to grow, and this will also encourages other students to look into the different colleges and universities na nag-o-offer ng ganitong advocacy para sa ating mental health awareness and mental health literacy. So, sana po makonsider nyo, at para sa mga nag-o-offer na school, sana ay i-empower pa natin ang mga program na ito, lalo na po ang Bachelor in Human Services. Now, after natin makagraduate ng bachelor's degree, the next step that we need to take in our journey is taking up master's degree. Yes, mandated po ng batas na for you to become a guidance counselor, one must be a full-fledged graduate of master's degree in guidance and counseling. Uulitin ko po, full-fledged. Hindi po yung meron lang units o hindi lang po yung tapos ng academic requirements or hindi lang po yung undergoing ng thesis. Kailangan po ay graduate kayo ng certain degree. At this point, master's degree. So, titingnan natin, Arkin, bakit ba kailangan graduate ng master's degree? Well, also, there are a lot of debates pagdating sa profession ng guidance counselor. But if you're going to ask me kung bakit kailangan graduate ng master's degree, as what we have talked in the previous videos, I will put an iCard here again, kung ano yung mga services na ino-offer ng isang guidance counselor, makikita natin that the various services are very tedious, very detailed, at nangangailangan ng specific skill set kung paano mo mai-implement, paano mo mai-design, at paano mo ma-execute yung mga services na yon, especially if it is a specialized and idiosyncratic services. For you to be able to make a specialized and up-to-date services, especially in the guidance services, kailangan you have the specific and specialized skill, attitudes, and competencies in implementing the various guidance and counseling services. So, one thing that we can assure is graduates of master's degree have this skill set to implement these guidance and counseling services para sa kanilang mga future clients. And this is my personal take on this issue. I do not speak on behalf of every guidance counselor, but me myself as a guidance counselor, I still stick that guidance counselors should still have a master's degree para magkaroon tayo ng specialized and competent skill that could be very much helpful for us in implementing these specialized and intricate services para sa ating mga clients. So, napapalayo na ako. But going back to the degree of guidance and counseling, there are different master's degree that you can take that could qualify in the requirement of the profession na pwede ninyong ma-take dito sa Pilipinas. Now, there are a lot of different programs that you could enroll in preparation for your journey to become a guidance counselor. Here are some of the different programs na pwede ninyong i-enroll dito sa Pilipinas. Master of Arts in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Arts Major in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Science in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Science in Teaching, Major in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Education, Major in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Arts in Education, Major in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Science in Guidance and Counseling, Master of Arts in Counseling, and also related degree that mentions guidance and counseling or counseling in their descriptions. Now, if you are a graduate or you are taking a course that is related to the guidance and counseling field but are not mentioned, please comment down below and please help us to know kung saan kayong university or college na enrolled or graduate para malaman ng mga viewers natin kung saan sila pwedeng mag-enroll at kung saan sila pwedeng mag-take ng programs na ito. Now, most of these programs are thesis track o yung mga programs na before you become a graduate and full-fledged graduate degree holder ng program na ito, you must produce a thesis or you must produce a research. But there are also programs na tinatawag na non-thesis track, which means instead of thesis, they must complete their academic requirements, pass their comprehensive examination, and produce a paper that will supplement the thesis in completion of their program. In my personal experience, I myself is a product of a non-thesis track. Now, what is significant sa premise kung kailangan ba graduate ka ng thesis or non-thesis track sa iyong master's degree? The key thing that you need to remember is for your degree to have the 6 core board subjects na covered ng board licensure examination ng guidance and counseling profession. Dahil ito yung titingnang mabuti ng Professional Regulations Commission if you have taken the necessary board courses bago ka ma-approve sa iyong application if you're going to take the licensure examination. If you have completed the 6 core board subjects, you can be qualified to take the licensure examination. But again, keep this in mind na kailangan full-fledged graduate. Not only units, but full-fledged graduates. Now, disclaimer lang, as of the recording of this video, that is still the requirement na hinahanap ng Professional Regulations Commission at ng Professional Regulatory Board ng Guidance and Counseling. If in the future, after the recording of this video, let's just keep updated sa changes na mangyayari man. Hindi ko sinasabi na meron ha, baka sabihin nyo sinasabi ko na magkakaroon ng pagbabago. What I mean is, if there will be in the future will have changes pagdating sa requirements na ito, let's just keep updated sa post ng Professional Regulatory Board ng Guidance and Counseling at ng Professional Regulations Commission. I'll link the website of the PRC in the description down below so that you can check from time to time kung ano yung mga basic requirement na kailangang i-accomplish for you to apply for Guidance and Counseling Board Licensure Examination. Now, after na makagraduate and you obtain already your degree as a full-fledged master's graduate, first of all, congratulations. You may not have been greeted by everybody else, but if you are, congratulations. You deserve it and we are so proud of you. We are halfway there. Malapit na tayo dun sa finish line. After natin makagraduate ng master's degree, the next step that we need to take is for us to enroll in a review center. Before you take one step to become a guidance counselor, you may choose or you may opt to enroll in a board licensure examination review center. Now, I will speak on behalf of my personal experience. Hindi ko po i-generalize ang experiences ng mga nakapag-review at hindi nakapag-review sa mga review centers that are available here in the Philippines. So you may take it with a grain of salt. But in my personal experience, when I enrolled and attended sa review center, it really helped me a lot to capture and recall the different subjects and topics that are necessary in my preparation for my board licensure examination. One thing that I observe when I am reviewing is that yung mga pinag-aralan natin ng master's degree have a different take kung ano yung pinag-aaralan sa mga review centers. Sa review centers, mas nakafocus yung study tungkol doon sa mga necessary things that may appear and may be relevant while you are taking the licensure examination per se. And aside from the different topics that are highlighted in the review center, tinuturuan sa review center kung paano mag-rationalize ng mga tanong na pwedeng ma-encounter. There are also practice tests that are designed that are related pagdating sa board examination. They also provide tips and tricks kung paano magpe-prepare before the examination, what you're going to do during the licensure examination, and of course, yung iyong preparation after the licensure examination. And to tell you honestly, para sa mga viewers natin na nakagraduate na at magte-take na ng licensure examination, I really and highly recommend you to enroll in different review centers that offers board review courses, especially in guidance and counseling. Malaking tulong po yung mga pinoprovide nilang services and review materials for you to pass the licensure examination. Take it from me, been there, done that. Now, kung ano yung pinag-aaralan sa review centers, aside from the do's and don'ts, tips and tricks, pagdating sa pagsasagot sa board examinations, nakafocus ang topics sa review center with the 6 core board subjects na binanggit ko kanina during the discussion ng master's degree. Ano-ano ba yung kailangan nating i-prepare na 6 na board courses sa guidance and counseling? Ang mga core subjects na ito includes counseling theories and techniques, career guidance, philosophical, psychological, and sociological foundations of guidance, group process, psychological testing, and organization, administration, and supervision of guidance services and program development. Pag-uusapan natin itong mga core subjects na ito in the future video. So, stay tuned lang kayo dyan, guys. Now, ideally, sa review centers, it takes about 8 to 12 sessions. After natin mag-take ng review courses sa mga review centers, we are now on the mark for you to prepare for the licensure examination. Prior on taking the licensure examination, kailangan nyo muna mag-apply ng inyong initial application to take the licensure examination in the website of the PRC. Again, I will be linking down below the link kung saan po nagre-register para po makapag-take ng licensure examination. Also, in addition to that, kailangan nyo pong i-prepare yung mga necessary documents na kailangan nyo pong ipasa sa PRC after your online application. Ang mga requirements na kailangan nyo po are, kailangan nyo pong inyong master's degree ng guidance and counseling. Again, full-fledged graduate. Kailangan po ng PSA birth certificate, PSA marriage contract para po sa mga applicants natin na married female, transcript of record na mayroon pong scanned picture at mayroon pong remarks na for board examination purposes. Ito po ay para sa mga first-timer at repeater. Valid NBI clearance para po sa mga first takers natin at sa mga repeaters, and a payment po na 900 pesos. Now, after po natin makapagpasa ng mga requirements and ma-approve ang atin pong application to take the licensure examination, dito na po tayo mag-prepare sa atin pong pagtitake ng mismong examination. The licensure examination for guidance counselors takes about 2 days, usually sa month ng August. Ang licensure examination happens simultaneously across the Philippines. Ito po ay nangyayari in specific locations and face-to-face po ang examination. Recently, there are already 10 cities na approved and monitored ng Professional Regulations Commission kung saan po nangyayari yung licensure examination. Before, 3 cities lang po yung pinagdadausan ng licensure examination. The National Capital Region, Cebu, and Cagayan de Oro. Typically, nagsisimula yung first day ng 7 a.m. and natatapos yung examination around 4 p.m. Imagine kung sa first day, as much as possible, dapat maaga po kayo. Before 7 a.m., dapat nandun na kayo sa venue. On the second day naman, nagsisimula yung examination at 8 a.m. and mostly natatapos yung examination around 2:30 p.m. Examination per subject takes about 1.5 to 2 hours. On my experience, also, para po doon sa mga magte-take ng board examination this August 2024, I am trying to exhaust the time to check everything. If that works on you, that is very good. If not, okay lang din naman. Wala namang kaso yon. But because we have limited time, we have so much to focus on, you can also exhaust the time o tapusin nyo po yung oras before you pass the paper doon po sa proctor ng inyo pong examination. Now, para maipasa nyo po ang licensure examination, kailangan ang inyo pong average combined sa lahat ng inyo pong subjects is 75%. However, meron po tayong tinatawag na conditional status. Ano po ang nangyayari kapag ang inyo pong lumabas na result is conditional status? Basically, na-garner nyo po is 75% kapag tinotal po ang inyong overall result, pero meron po kayong subjects na na-take na 60 to 74%. Ngayon, dito po sa mga subjects na nakakuha po kayo ng below 75 but not less than 60%, kailangan nyo pong i-retake yung subject na yon sa susunod na board examination. And for you to become a full-fledged passer, kailangan nyo po makagarner ng more than 75% doon po sa subject na iyon. Now, if you have passed the licensure examination, required po lahat ng passers na umattend ng oath-taking at registration para po sa Professional Regulatory Board ng Guidance and Counseling. Dahil yun pong attendance natin sa oath-taking, yun po yung tinitingnan bago po tayo makapag-apply ng initial registration for us to apply for our license and for us to accept that we are already a full-fledged guidance counselors. After you have passed your licensure examination and now you become a full-fledged guidance counselor, now you may be wondering, Arkin, what comes next? Ano na nga ba yung mga pinupursue ng ating mga guidance counselors after they have passed the licensure examination? To tell you honestly, it always depends on the need ng guidance counselor kung ano yung kanyang pangangailangan sa kanyang professional and personal development. So dito sa Pilipinas, I'm sure majority of us knew that we have to renew our licenses every 3 years. At isa sa mga requirement para makapag-renew ka ng license is for you to have acquired the continuing professional development through acquiring points prior sa iyong renewal ng license. So, paano ka ba makakapag-acquire ng certain points? There are different ways. Una, kailangan mong umattend ng iba't ibang seminars, trainings, and workshops that has an equivalent points on how many sessions you have attended. Second, after mo po makapasa ng board examination, kailangan mo po maging member ng accredited professional organization ng mga guidance counselors dito sa Pilipinas. Now, in the Philippines, our accredited integrated professional organization is the Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association Incorporated, or what we all know as PGCA Incorporated. Now, if you will picture kung ano yung nangyayari kapag uma-attend ng seminars and workshop, included dito yung investment pagdating sa time and of course, yung finances na kailangan mong i-invest for you to gather different certain points. It always entails not only the time and expertise na kailangan natin, but also the financial resources that we need to pay para doon sa mga seminars, workshops, and also the expenses incurred sa pag-attend ng mga workshops na ito. And side note, nagkaroon ng release ang Continuing Professional Development na meron ng policy para sa transition ng CPD points na kailangang ma-include ng isang professional before they can renew their license. If you wanted to talk about it in the near future videos, please let me know in the comments and also by clicking the like button in this video. Another progression na pwedeng i-pursue ni guidance counselor ay ang pursuing ng doctorate degree. Kung anong specific degree or program ang kailangang i-take, well, it always depends kung ano yung need ng professional and educational preparation ni guidance counselor. Sometimes, there are guidance counselors who are pursuing a vertical alignment sa kanilang educational qualifications. What I mean by that is they are taking doctorate degrees related sa guidance and counseling or counseling field. There are also different guidance counselors who are pursuing doctorate degree which are interrelated sa field ng guidance and counseling. Say for example, they are taking doctorate degree in psychology or behavioral science, and there are also professionals who are taking other fields that are related sa kanilang gustong i-pursue na profession and career na gusto nilang tahakin. There are taking courses sa business, education, and other programs that they think are necessary for their preparations. Meron din namang mga guidance counselors na na nagtitake ng second master's degree. That is in other degree of specialization or degree of discipline para mag-explore and mag-take ng other opportunities aside from being a guidance counselor and expansion ng kanilang skills and ng kanilang capabilities and para mas maging equipped pa sila sa kanilang profession na tinatahak. Nakakapagod, no? Pero, ang journey ng isang guidance counselor is never easy. Take it from me, been there, done that. Ang investment at ang exert ng effort na pinibigay ng isang guidance counselor para ma-achieve niya yung professionalization at ang kanyang credibility as a professional takes years to craft and to practice and be eligible in this profession. However, there are still challenges and obstacles na kinakaharap ni guidance counselor even after obtaining the license. It is not only obtaining the license but the journey and the different challenges that they will face, that we will face after we became a guidance counselor. At hindi magiging posible na ma-overcome ng guidance counselor itong mga challenges na to without the help of the different sectors ng ating institutions, whether it is in the public or in the private sectors. And para sa mga future guidance counselors out there na nanonood ng video na ito, continue to master your craft and continue to pursue your passion. And of course, specialize in your profession. We need you to be here. We need you to be part of this profession and this advocacy. So, kapit lang, you'll get there. We will be there. And hopefully, in the future, kasama na namin kayo sa profession ng guidance and counseling. Check out the next video for the 6 core board subjects para sa guidance and counseling profession. You can check out the previous video para sa guidance and counseling services na ipinoprovide ni guidance counselor. Let me know your thoughts, your ideas, or sharing na gusto ninyo i-provide on the journey in becoming a guidance counselor. Let me know if you have learned something sa video na ito by clicking the like button. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you will never miss the next uploads and it will help so much the channel. Maraming salamat sa panonood. Stay safe, spread awareness, and start change. This is Arkin, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys! Ay, di kita. Bye guys! Bye guys! Bye guys!